The truth is, right from the onset, Buhari has always been an advocate of amnesty to Boko Haram, even though he's just trying to make it look like he's delaying the amnesty for this present sect, because how he tackled President Goodluck Jonathan during the time of militancy and all of that. So obviously he's a party to it, and he has not proved any different recently. Like it is now, Buhari knows exactly what he's doing because he supported Boko Haram. Then he was even, alleging Goodluck Jonathan of killing Boko Haram members rather than give them amnesty like the militants. You can't have your cake and eat it. So really, if that is their plan, I'm not sure this is going to work. Well, now that the president is trying to consider granting amnesty to them, what do one do? Anyway, this is a flashback. Let us see how Buhari has actually been planning on granting amnesty to Boko Haram sect. More of all of these details will come to you, but please, if you have not subscribed, ensure you do so right away, and also give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can get updated anytime we drop a new video. All right, guys, without further ado, let's dive right into the details and flashback on all of this. Nigeria President Muhammadu Buhari once threw his weight behind the proposed amnesty for Islamic sect. Boko Haram commending the government for setting up a committee to look into the feasibility of granting amnesty to the sect members. According to Buhari, who was the national leader of the then Congress for Progressive Change, he was in support of any move to bring about peace in the country. He disclosed this after condoling the matriarch of the Awolowo family, Mrs. Heidi Awolowo in Ikenne, over the death of her son, Chief Oluwole Awolowo. It is good that they have set up a committee on amnesty. I have not seen the terms of reference, but it is a right step in the right direction. This is not the first time amnesty will be given to a violent group. You remember it happened in the time of Umaru Musa Yar'Adua when he granted amnesty to militants in the Niger Delta. Whatever that would bring us, peace as a society, we should do it, Buhari had said. Buhari in 2013 also faulted the President Goodluck Jonathan's led administration for clamping down on the insurgents. He accused the government of killing and destroying their houses, while the Niger Delta militants were given special treatment by the government. Buhari said, unlike the special treatment given to the Niger Delta militants by the Jonathan's government, the Boko Haram members were being killed and their houses demolished by the government. What is responsible for the security situation in the country is caused by the activities of Niger Delta militants. Every Nigerian that is familiar with what is happening now, the Niger Delta militants started it all. What happened is that the governors of the Niger Delta region at that time wanted to win their elections. So they recruited the youths and gave them guns and bullets and used them against their opponents to win elections by force. After the elections were over, they asked the boys to return the guns. The boys refused to return the guns. Because of that, the allowance that was being given to the youths by the governors during that time was stopped. The youth restored the kidnapping oil workers and were collecting dollars as ransom. Now a boy of 18 to 20 years was getting about $500 in a week. Why will he go to school and spend 20 years to study and then come back and get employed by the government to be paid 100,000 naira a month? That is if he's lucky to get employment. So, kidnapping becomes very rampant in the South and Southeast. They kidnap people and were collecting money. How did Boko Haram start? We know that their leader, Muhammad Yusuf, started his militancy and the police couldn't control them, and the army was invited. He was arrested by soldiers and handed over to the police. The appropriate thing to do according to the law was for the police to carry out investigations and charge him to court for prosecution, but they killed him. His in-laws were killed. They went and demolished their houses. Because of that, his supporters resorted to what they are doing today. You see, in the case of Niger Delta militants, the late President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua sent an aeroplane to bring them. He sat down with them and discussed with them. They were cajoled and they were given money and granted amnesty. They were trained to some skills and were given employment, but the ones in the north were being killed and their houses were being demolished. They are different issues. What about this? It is injustice, Buhari had said. Well, this is how people call trouble for themselves. Because now, imagine the analysis that President Muhammad Buhari gave and the excuses he gave while Dr. Goodluck Jonathan had to give amnesty to, Niger Delta militants. He explained something here. He said that those in the north were actually killed. That is the Boko Haram sect that, that administration was killing them and destroying their houses and all of that. But what they could do, they rather gave amnesty to the Niger Delta militants. So in his own point of view, today, if they ask the president, let him come and analyze what he said back then, will he be able to stand to make such a statement? Because now, Boko Haram is worse than any other sect I ever know, aside those of the Al-Qaeda and the likes. Boko Haram should be one of the top terrorist groups in the world. And, it is because Nigeria has actually handed them with kid gloves. Otherwise, these guys would have been totally wiped out. But here they are, terrorizing people, doing all sorts of things. Imagine what Buhari was saying those times that Musa Yar'Adua and Goodluck Jonathan were in office, that if in the South they could give amnesty to this militant, why were they killing Boko Haram sect members that were in the north, that they were only against people in the north? But the truth is, nobody is against the people in the north. And the earlier they understand that, the better for them. They keep trying to make things look like people are against the north. Nobody is against them. That is why we have problem in the country already. Because these guys, they are so tribalistic to the core. Whatever mistake, they try to pick out mistake from whatever thing they see. That is why they felt they were killing Boko Haram members. Is it like they should pamper them? The two sects are different. Militants were different from Boko Haram. So is it that he's saying that they should have been pampered and also given money and all of that? But those guys were not repentant. They were not ready to do all of that. So I don't know why I was giving excuses for them, but all the same, we see where they are today. That is why the government cannot even handle this sector anymore, because they've grown wings and they can no longer be caught. I pray God will help Nigeria. So my dear friends, that is it. Thank you for listening. Please drop your comments and also give this video a thumbs up. Do have a pleasant time. Bye.